Welcome back to the channel, guys. I've been absent for another minute here. I started sitting down to prepare for this video, and it dawned on me that this is the first video that I've done this entire year, since the beginning of the year. So, it is a Friday, however, though, guys, so we are here for that Friday recap. Right now, we have been dipping ever since Tuesday. We did rebound up above $100,000. And then Tuesday, we just started the decline again. So I am going to show you guys exactly why that happened, why it happened Tuesday precisely, and what is in store for the future now, as well as all of the other things in the news, crypto related, this week. But guys, like I said, first video of the new year. It's also a brand new month, obviously. So I do have a new animal sanctuary to show you guys, to kind of spotlight for you guys. For the month of January, guys, I am spotlighting Chicken Butt Microsanctuary. Chicken Butt Microsanctuary. Guys, you probably oftentimes hear me say that I purposely try and bring you smaller sanctuaries where any small amount of anything you can donate really helps them out as a sanctuary. These guys are even smaller. This is a micro sanctuary, so this might be one of the, if not the smallest sanctuary that I actually brought to the channel for you guys to help possibly support. So really anything you guys can donate really goes to help out. Obviously, these guys are mainly focused on chickens and roosters, which is cool. I have a rooster, rescued him a few years ago. So I identify with these guys quite a bit. This is really a great cause. And a very cool sanctuary. I'll kind of share with you guys some of their tweets in future videos. But as you can see here, guys, they are a 501c, so anything you donate to them is tax deductible, will help you with those gains and taxes that you will be paying on this next year. So any little bit of that you can help out with helps out the sanctuary, helps out the animals, and it helps out you. So win, win, win. But yeah, right here you can see that they have PayPal, they've got Venmo, and they've got a Patreon. All three ways you can really help support these guys. So if you can, all of those links are in the description of my videos all month long this month. Also, guys, if you don't have anything financially to give these guys, I do have the links to their Facebook and their Instagram. Just go over and give them a like on a few of their posts or follow their page. That kind of stuff really helps them get a bunch more exposure according to the algorithm and everything like that. So that's nothing you have coming out of your pocket, and you're still helping these guys out. So anyways, guys, go over and help them out. Always appreciated on my end. And let's get into the news. Okay, so first of all, guys, this comes in from Forbes, and it says Bitcoin prices fall 10% after strong data creates Fed rate cut doubts. So guys, again, starting Tuesday morning, we saw a few economics. I think Tuesday we saw one number come in, and then Wednesday we got jobs numbers. But these economic numbers came in. Manufacturing came in hotter than expected, meaning we made more stuff. We manufactured more last month than expected, and we also had better jobs this last month than expected. So in the bizarro world of Bitcoin right now, that essentially means that Jerome Powell and the Fed might not have to cut rates more or more than they expected. And that's why we started crashing down right after the FOMC meeting also, because the Fed indicated that they thought we would have less rate cuts this year of 2025. So this is kind of the weird situation that we're in with Bitcoin right now. If there's not new money coming in, they're not turning on these money printers. Everybody's, kind of freaking out, thinking, oh, it's all over, But guys, we have a whole lot more than that just going on this cycle. So we'll get into that. But guys, also, when we started falling, this did another thing, guys, and you're probably sick of hearing me talk about it. But this was a lot of leverage that just, you can see this is the last week, and you can see how once we pumped up over that $100,000 mark, people started piling on leverage down here. Just a ton of leverage that was put in down here, just tempting big money to just kind of force it back down that way, so they could still up all of this money, liquidate all of these leverage traders and buy back at a lower price. It's easy money for those guys. So it's I'm sorry to harp on this so much lately, but it's just been happening at an astounding rate lately. A lot of people are just getting wrecked playing with leverage. The good thing here, guys, is if we jump out to the 3-day, this is the last 3 days, we've got the opposite situation going on. Look at all of these shorts that have come in once we dipped below $1,000 or $100,000. So that means the exact opposite. These guys are just looking to get wrecked by big money that can swing that price up that short amount in a short period of time. So I say, let's go. Let's wreck those guys. And that should send us, we could shoot through $100,000 really quick, if we start going through all of these different hot spots of short traders. So I'm here for that, guys, but it really is discouraging seeing so many people just lose all of their money, just put their money out there for big whales and big money to take away. And I was watching Natalie Brunell's show the other day, and she had Preston Pish and James Lavish on, and Preston Pish kind of put it into perspective as far as leverage trading goes. Guys, listen into this clip.
Jeez. Yeah. Don't use leverage. I don't understand these people that do this. It's crazy.
They're gamblers. They don't know what they actually own.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I think is really important for people listening to this, is if you actually understand what you own, the last thing you want to do is go out there and gamble with it.
Mhm.
You just want to hold on to it for dear life, never sell it, and let the speculators, who are just people that are attracted to the volatility and not the long-term value prop, and they don't understand all this, the 100 hours that everybody says you have to invest to even begin to understand Bitcoin. They're not doing that. They're trying to make a quick buck. They're trying to lever themselves. They think that they got $5 million and then they're in the, you're a gnat. You're a gnat with $5 million.
Not this kind of gnat. Another kind of gnat.
Okay, so there you have it. Preston Pish says, if you are leverage trading Bitcoin and you're putting your Bitcoin up to eventually lose it like that, you don't understand what you have. And I would also add, not only do you not understand what you have, but it's a whole different level of greed. If 100 and some odd % of gains per year is not good enough for you, that's a whole new level of greed, guys. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to this article from Cointelegraph. This came out about a week ago. It says Morgan Stanley mulls adding crypto to E-Trade. Now, the reason this is such big news is, guys, we've been talking about Morgan Stanley and UBS and all of these other wirehouses that weren't turned on after the ETFs launched. And so a lot of institutional partners couldn't trade the Bitcoin ETFs. Now those wirehouses are starting to turn on. Institutions are expected from a lot of different sources, guys. These ETFs are expected to explode now that we've got fair accounting rules. We've got wirehouses turning on. We've got favorable regulatory environment coming. All of these things are shaping up for an absolute investment rush into Bitcoin. But guys, E-Trade is kind of Morgan Stanley's retail trading platform. And if you think that a crypto getting added back onto Robinhood is big, just wait until you see what E-Trade does. These guys have volumes that will put Robinhood to shame. So this is big news that they're at least mulling over the ability to trade crypto on E-Trade. Okay. The next thing we want to jump over to, guys, is this is a clip from a podcast where Cynthia Lummis, the senator that put forward the bill to adopt a national Bitcoin reserve. She's the senator from Wyoming. Just what she says here really, really kind of made me smile. I don't know much about the rest of her politics, to be fair. And I, honestly, I'm not a fan of politicians in any respect. But what she says here really, really got me. So check out this clip. Listen in.
Wouldn't it be fun if the next arms race was not for weapons, it was for Bitcoin? Wouldn't it be fun if the U.S. is buying Bitcoin and it scares China and Russia so they start buying Bitcoin, and we have an arms race over Bitcoin instead of over weapons? That we're as globally, we're challenging each other to have a secure store of value.
All right. So I've always said that Bitcoin is hope, right? It's hope for, people to have a brighter future, to be kind of escape this fiat system where we're constantly being robbed and pitted against each other. And I've also said that Bitcoin is the currency of peace, because if you can't just print money out of thin air, you essentially have to really get the people of your country's permission to go to war. And they'd have a really hard time doing that with these ridiculous wars that we're constantly in war. So Bitcoin really is the currency of peace as it comes to that. But I've never actually thought of it this way that Senator Lummis says, as being Bitcoin being the thing that replaces the arms race, the weapons race, the weapons sales and production. So kudos to her for even seeing it that way. I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm all for anything peace. Anyways, guys, on the flip side of that, we did have Gary Gensler going on air this week. He's got about a week left in the SEC before he resigns on January 20th. And it seems like he just wanted to get up there and antagonize the entire crypto community again, said all the same old things that he's always said. It's rife with fraud and scammers and all of this, which is true. There is a lot of scams and a lot of fraud that needs to be taken care of in crypto. And he did absolutely nothing to do that. Instead, he went after legitimate companies and waged a bigger war on crypto itself. But it's interesting in this article, he is asked by the interviewer if he thinks crypto is less fraught with fraud and less like the wild, wild west. Like Gary Gensler has always said, he's always equated crypto as being the wild, wild west of the financial. So he's asked if he, while in his term, has made crypto a better place. And he absolutely refuses to answer that question because he knows that he has done nothing but let the scammers and the true fraudsters have free reign while he's been going over and going after the big legitimate companies that are actually helping crypto survive and thrive, the infrastructure of Bitcoin and crypto. So anyways, guys, check this clip out. Just really almost irritating. I almost hate to show you guys this because he's such an irritating guy. He sits back in his chair and just has the worst shit-eating grin. But yeah, check it out, guys.
You came into this job, you gave a big speech in which you analogized the crypto world to the Wild West. I guess that makes you the sheriff. So as you get ready to hang up your spurs, is it less of a Wild West? I'm really belaboring the metaphor, but is it less of a Wild West than it was as you leave this office?
My daughters, if they ever watch this interview, will ask, where are your spurs, Dad? I think that we've done some good things. Look, I came in, my predecessor, Jay Clayton, who was in this office, had also tried to address this new emerging part of finance. And as you say, it's less than 1% of our overall financial markets. But it was then when Jay was trying to address it, and he brought 80 enforcement actions in this area. We've brought in about 100 in our 4 years. It was consistent. It's maybe about 5% of what we do in our law enforcement. That means there's 95%, in a sense, unfortunately, about other things, scammers and fraudsters and so forth. But in this field, it's rife with bad actors. And let me just split the field into two just for a minute. The public knows a lot about Bitcoin, which is, depending upon its market value on any given day, is 2/3 to 80% of the market value of crypto. And then there's everything else, or some people say Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else. These 10 or 15,000 projects, they're raising money from the public, and the public's investing, or the public's investing hoping for a better future. I've been around finance for over 4 decades, and everything in the markets trade on a mixture of fundamentals and sentiment at any given time. But I've never seen a field that's so much wrapped up in sentiment and not so much about fundamentals. And these 10,000 to 15,000 projects, many of them will not survive. They're like venture capital investments. They're not going to survive. But there are also a fair number of small pump and dump schemes and other things in this. And of course, we've lived through a few years where, they became notorious, but they're in jail. The Sam Bankman-Frieds and the CZs and the Do Kwons, where tens of billions of dollars were lost by investors.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dishonorable Gary Gensler. So good to see you go. Okay, also in the SEC related news with Bitcoin and crypto, we are going to jump over to this article, guys. This just happened yesterday. Coinbase scores a rare legal victory as judge grants interlocutory appeal. So, guys, what happened here, in my opinion, is the judge saw that we have a new administration coming in, a new SEC coming in, that things may actually really change, and regulation, considering this case, may actually drastically change. So this is a rare thing to happen, in the judicial system, is to win these interlocutory appeals. But the SEC has once again lost in court, essentially. And this, what this essentially does is this puts kind of a hold on the Coinbase case until the new administration comes in, until we see that new SEC, and then the judge can decide a little bit more conclusively on how these tokens are considered, whether they're securities or commodities. So really, guys, this is another huge loss for the SEC, the current SEC, and a big win for crypto. Nothing but tailwinds, guys. I shouldn't say nothing, because this next piece of news that I'm going to show you is really irritating. But this, guys, let me bring this down. So this just happened yesterday as well. Well, kind of. This actually happened on the 30th of December. So this has happened for a while ago. But what this says is $69,000 or 69,000 Bitcoin could be sold by the US government. This is Bitcoin that they have confiscated over the years. They've never bought Bitcoin, but this is essentially Bitcoin that they stole from people and confiscated it, mainly from the Silk Road website back in 2013, 2014. And guys, if you've watched my channel enough, you know that I've been screaming, good, sell it. Give it back to us, sell it back to us. You don't deserve it. But to be honest, I've been advocating for them to sell it back to us since 2013, since 2014, whenever this happened. I've been wanting it back. So anyways, guys, this just comes at a time when it just looks like an undercut. When the new administration is talking about making that stockpile of Bitcoin that they currently hold, making that a strategic reserve. Very backhanded for this administration to do, especially at the 12th hour. And I don't think crypto investors, crypto enthusiasts are going to forget this. So once again, I think the Democrats, the liberals, are really shooting themselves in the foot with this kind of thing. I guess we'll see if they actually sell it. Guys, this has been a constant thing with the US government and holding Bitcoin. They'll move Bitcoin from one wallet to the other for security purposes or whatever it may be, market manipulation possibly, whatever it may be. They don't actually sell it, but it moves and the market tanks. So honestly, I've been, this has been a thing, whether they sell or not, it influences markets and causes volatility. And so that's what we've seen the past few days, partly in due to this. Now, again, I don't know if this will happen. But honestly, if they sell us back their Bitcoin and Trump gets into office and decides to buy it all back at a higher price, I'm for it. I'm not selling you my Bitcoin back. So, this kind of stuff, even if they don't sell it, if this is some kind of market manipulation on the US government's part, for whatever reason, it influences a lot of people, I guess, because it does move the markets, but you're not going to shake me out. Not with this. It changes nothing for me. And honestly, guys, I don't think Bitcoin has had a more promising future than we have now. There are so many things lining up this year. I think it would be a shame. It's going to be a shame for all the people that just sold their Bitcoin on this news and news like this. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt like this, guys. Hang in there. Even if we have a dip, guys, even if we dipped back down to 70,000, we will have a monster year this year. So hang in there. That's about it for the news to this over the last week, guys. So hopefully I'll be on a little bit more next week, but I will definitely be back next Friday for sure. And until then, guys, just hang in there. You guys saw that heat map. The next most likely move, if it's going to be big move, big money influencing a move one way or the other, it really looks like they're going to liquidate those shorts. So hopefully we see that in the next few days. Hopefully we're back on our next leg up. But until then, guys, just hang in there. Don't get FUDed out on simplistic, short-sighted news. There's just too much going on for Bitcoin right now. So anyways, guys, until next time, thank you for joining in. I really, really appreciate you guys lending me your time. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.